I like your fit, Joni.
Thank you. Thank you.
Y'all in the back.
Yes, sir.
All right, cease.
Joni, you faced a lot of, early in the year, high-powered teams. When you look at the numbers, and LSU really has the best offensive numbers, defensive numbers. So my question is, what possibly they do different than maybe like a Kansas or South Carolina doesn't do?
Yeah, they're just really efficient in what they do. They keep it very simple, and they know what it is they're looking for, and they're very good at finding it. They're gonna set a lot of ball screens, wing ball screens, and try to get it to their bigs inside. And then when their guards have it, they have, they're all 3-level scorers, so they can shoot the three, they can get to the rim, they have a nice pull-up game. So nothing complicated, but very, very good at their offensive execution. They know exactly what it is they're getting to, and they have just some really talented players. So everybody on the floor is a threat offensively. They have 4 players who average double-figure scoring, and their 5th player is right underneath it. So they challenge you because, there's 5 people that you've got to be worried about.
So does it change when I see they're averaging like 10 steals, and I question they haven't played a lot of. You probably played a tougher non-conference schedule than they did, but that's another story. But does that change anything that you do differently?
Well, we just, we talk about a lot of things, like there's pressure packages we have, and those are in place. And so hopefully we do that enough in practice so that if we see that in a team we're about to face, we can say, hey, this is a team where, we don't want to make this entry pass, dribble her out. Or, if it's a really elite defender, we will flat out say, don't throw the ball to her side or go screen down before you pop out to get open. So there's some things that we just talk about in general so that hopefully when we face a team that is really good defensively or that gets in the passing lanes, anticipates well, we already are prepared for that because it's something that we just bring up all the time in our offense. There's things that we do that should allow us to still be able to run our offense. Will it be more challenging? Sure. But there's hopefully things in place for that.
And one follow-up that you've really done a pretty good job of protecting the basketball better, haven't you, really in the last 3-4 games and before then? When you say you've done a better job, you guys are protecting the ball.
Yeah, just not turning it over.
Yeah.
I think that they understand there's a heightened sense of urgency in terms of taking care of the basketball, valuing the basketball, running through passes, cutting through passes. So it's just a point of emphasis we've continued to talk about. I think I've said, going into Christmas, we've got to eliminate turnovers in 3 areas, right? Live ball turnovers, no charges, no illegal screens. Illegal screens are still a nightmare for us. But those are areas where we've got to not turn the basketball over. And then I do think we've done a better job of handling pressure, of meeting passes, of not making automatic passes. And a lot of that comes with just their growth and just also the reps that they've continued to get.
How are you using the 2, South Carolina and then LSU, 2 road environments to kind of, and you're short, you're not full or the whole team's available. So how are you using these early in conference play to help build your team?
Well, our entire South Carolina, LSU, they're number 7 now this week. I mean, that's what you expect when you come to the SEC. When you play in this league, you're going to play against ranked opponents, really, really elite teams. It makes us better. And our conversation has been, it's really good for us that we're playing the elite teams in our league early. Because what better way to find out where we are than to play against the best? I'd rather do that now than see them at the end of February and be like, oh, crap. So we're taking that as an opportunity to grow and get better. On the road, we talk about it all the time, controlling their fans by not creating live ball turnovers where it gets them excited, where it fuels their offense, where it gets them going. So it's trying to manage the game and, again, take away plan A for the teams that we're facing. But LSU is going to have a tough crowd. Kim's done a great job of getting the fan base excited and, out there. And so we, again, are going to be playing in an extremely loud environment on the road against a really good team.
What does Alexis do for them? Obviously, we got to see her for a short time.
Yeah.
Here. But she kind of, when she gets hot, Coach, she really starts doing it.
Yeah. She is a high volume scorer, can score at all 3 levels, plays with a ton of confidence, is a really confident kid, and has gotten better defensively. She's running the point for them this year, which is a new position for her that she's played in college, but obviously very capable scorer. I think for her, ever since last year when she got to LSU, you can just tell she has a renewed sense of urgency about, let me handle my business. Let me do what I think a lot of us thought she was capable of doing when she first went to college at Baylor. So it's been fun to watch her growth. You know, she is a family friend. Her mother is my uncle's goddaughter. So I've known her and her family since really she was born. So it's been really neat to watch her evolution and to watch her come into her own under Coach Mulkey when she got to LSU.
And then seems wise right now with your offense the way it is, got to play in the 50s.
Yeah, hoping to get there.
Right.
Yeah.
How challenging is that knowing that, you got to keep LSU somewhere in that 50, low 60 range to have a chance in this?
Yeah, it's locking in and knowing our scouting report, not giving them easy buckets. Everything's got to be tough. They're going to make shots, right? They're going to make plays, but it can't be because they got to lay up in transition. It can't be because we turned it over that led to a fast break for them. We've got to make them score in their half-court offense and just really, really tough things. We've got to really try to control them on the boards. Again, this is a game where they offensive rebound at a really high clip. And we've got to make sure that we try to do our best to keep them off the boards and limit their opportunities there. So it's, again, taking away plan A and how they want to score, being really, really tough on the defensive end. And then for us, our offensive possessions matter. We cannot have wasted offensive possessions where we go 2, 3, 4 times down the floor and we don't get a good look or a score.
With a young team like this, how have you seen the leadership develop over this season? Is it developing the way that you want it to, or is there still work to be done there?
There's still work to be done. I mean, there's going to be work to be done until we have our final tip this year. It's just where we are as a team. However, I am seeing their growth, just their maturity in how they are approaching practice, how they're approaching the scouting report, games, the conversations they're now having. Some of them are starting to repeat the things that we say, we can do hard things, just some of the things that we've been trying to make them believe in and trust. You can tell they're starting to take ownership in those things. And so it's been really, really neat to watch that.
How about the transfer from Maryland? She has better numbers than, for example, like in Boston. Does she get a lot of her points on transition, or is she more a half-court player?
Both. Yeah, both. She's really long. She's really good in ball screen defense. So she pokes at balls, gets fast break layups. She rim runs really well. She has a high motor to start with. So Angel is somebody who just plays really, really hard, and that puts her in a position to make plays and have opportunities. When she gets the ball in the low post, she does a really good job of rebounding her own miss. That's where she is elite. It's not her first shot. It's her second shot. She's a quick leaper, meaning she shoots it and she's back off the ground before you can even turn and get her boxed out. And that's where she excels, because that offensive rebound most of the time leads to an and one. She makes the shot and she gets fouled.
Is it still an 8 enough? 8 is enough game?
Oh, it's where we are. Yeah, it's going to have to be.
Okay,
Yeah. No, nothing has changed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joey.
Mhm.
Appreciate it.